Hello everyone, welcome to day one. Today I'm going to explain you what is Git and what is version control system. Before Git, what happens in industry. Get back to the screen and let's start the theoretical session basically. Welcome to day one. First, we'll be discuss what is the Git and its brief history. For example, we are developing an e-commerce application. There are we for that we hired some developers. For example, Neha is a developer, Brunel is a developer, and Suresh is a developer. Okay, so in that case, Neha is working on a home page, Brunel is working on a cart page, Suresh is working on a login page. Okay, what happened? They are doing some changes every day. They came into office. They write some code in a file. Again, day two, Neha is modifying the same file. Again, day three, she's modifying same file. The same scenario goes on till day 10 or day 12. Okay, so what if Neha wants the code of day 3 back, okay, on day 10. Okay, so there is no tracking back. Okay, and there is one more problem. For example, Neha is working on region Pune, okay, and Brunel is working from Hyderabad. Okay, so this is one of the problem, that there is no team of collaboration between developers team. Okay, there is no collaboration between. If Brunel wants to access the code of Neha, she's not able to do that, right? And if even Suyesh wants to collaborate with Brunel, there is no collaboration between the developers team. For that reasons, Git, that is nothing but the version control system, came into a place. What are drawbacks? We'll see the drawbacks first. So has the modification were done in the same file, any changes made at any particular instance were difficult to track. What if the changes done by the Neha in day one, she wants those changes back in the day two. So there is a difficult to track those changes, right? There was no collaboration between developers. There is no team collaboration between developers. Uh, uh, Brunel is not able to access the code of Suyesh, right? If they are working from different regions. Okay, one developer must be able to access or modify another developer source code. Okay, it is mandatory to access those changes, right? If Suyesh wants to attach their login page to a cart page, right? So he wants the code of Brunel, that is cart page, right? So there is no team collaboration. Integration of a source code was problem. They want to integrate some code changes within their organization. As we know, this is a e-commerce application, right? So every components is correlated. Okay, so there is no that much collaboration. If there was any damage to a machine, it will lead to lose the source code. If the Suyesh machine goes down, it is difficult to get those source code back, right? uh, it might be leads to lots of rework. Hence there will be a delay in delivering a software. So it may took a kind of delay, right? For the sake of no collaboration, right? So there is a delay of delivering the software. Okay, to overcome those drawbacks, the version control system came into a place. So what is version control system basically? It is used to manage and track the versions of a source code. Okay, in day two, whatever changes done by the Neha, she is able to track those changes. Whatever changes done by her in last few days, right? It is easy. Okay, so the version basically. So each time we make any notification, modification, or changes in a source code, it may treat it as a new version. Okay, if for example, there is a latest version, day 10, and whatever there is a old version called day 5. So whatever code is written in a day 5 file, it will be treated as a old version, and day 10 code is treated as a latest version. Okay, this is versions. What is managed? At any time we go to any version, and if needed, we can modify it. Okay, if you want to go to the version of date 3, we can roll back those changes, and whatever modification if you want to do, we can do those changes within our file, right? Okay, So what is track basically? So what is track? So if one file is present for our organization, so who did okay, our colleague did some changes. For example, my colleague did some changes. So it is easy to track who is doing those changes, who made those changes, okay, when the changes were done, okay, what made, okay, and what changes were modified, okay, whatever changes happened within the file, it is easy to track. And it is easy to track who is doing those changes, and what changes were done by those developer. Okay, so there is a team collaboration. There is some there is a uh, there is a remote repository where we store our code, right? So it is easy to track our versions, right? So in the this is a version control system basically. So we have some types of version control system. So first type of our version control system is local version control system. So what is local version control system basically? So in local version control system, we'll be saving the versions of a source code separately on our local machine. So instead of storing it somewhere in a remote repository or somewhere, we'll be storing those changes into a local repository or within our local machine. It means within our laptop. So whatever changes we do in a file, we are going to store those changes into our laptop. So if I want to share those code with my colleague or my teammate, it is difficult. So there, for that reason, there are some drawbacks of a local version control system. First drawback is no team collaboration is available. Okay, so if I want to send those changes to anyone or within my organization or within my developer team, so it is hard to do that. Then physical damage occurs to a machine, uh, leads to a loss of source code. If my machine got damaged, hard disk got damaged, my due to heavy workload given by my company, so it is really hard to get back those changes, right? If the local machine get damaged, the developer has to restart from scratch. If the local machine got damaged, if the file got corrupted, my local disk got empty, there is no backup. So at that time, I have to write those code from scratch again. Okay. Secondly, we have one more type, which is a central version control system. So, what is central version control system basically? So, versions of the source code are stored directly on a remote server. Okay. For example, there is a team of developer. Okay, they are uh, developing an application within their local machine and pushing those changes to the remote repository by using internet. Okay, there is no backup option. They are only storing their credentials, or sorry, not credentials, they are only storing their source code to a remote repository. They don't have backup, they don't have the option to store the store the source code within their local repository by using internet. So as a sensitive, we are saving the versions of uh, in a remote server itself. We are not going to save the versions in a local machine. Okay, so if you want uh, there are some drawbacks. So let's see what are the drawbacks. So the main drawback is like, if physical damage occurs to a remote server, there is no chance to losing the source code, right? So if that remote server goes down, right? So whatever there is no backup option available for a developer. They are only developing a code and pushing it into a developing a code and pushing it to a remote repository. What if that server goes down within a region? Okay, at that time there is no backup option available. If physical damage occurs to a server, there is no backup. There is no source code getting back again. So if there is no stable internet connection, version cannot be saved to a remote repository. Util connectivity is restored. So if the internet is not working within organization, if developer came and they want to work with a repository, sorry, everyone, the light gone. Okay, what happened uh, if Neha wants to work on a remote repository, and they don't have a, internet connection, and the internet is not working, at that time they are not able to do that those uh, modification, right, at that day. So internet connectivity is a must factor there. To overcome those drawbacks, distributed version control system was introduced. Okay, so what is the distributed version control system basically? It defined as a combination of local version control system and centralized version control system. So in what we do in a local version system, we are storing the source code within local machine, and what we do in a centralized version system, we are going to store those changes in a remote repository, right? So if Nia come to a office, he do some changes in a file. Instead of saving or pushing those changes to a remote repository, yeah, she will be doing that, but she's also doing those changes. What she is also going to store the changes within their local machine. It means within their laptop. So each and every developer, what he or she do, she will be creating a local repository within their remote server. Also, she's going to create a local repository within their laptop. So what if the server goes down? So there is a backup option. The source code is available within their local machine itself. So there is a team collaboration. Uh, there is a remote server to collaborate within team, and there is version control tracking to get back those changes within report repository or within local version control itself. So distributed version control system is a combination of local version control system and centralized version control system. So inst isn't it cool, right? So they, if they want to collaborate within team, they can do that by using version control system. They by using Git, which is a popular platform, which is popular software for that. So what are the key points for the are there? So versions are stored locally on a developer machine, also stored on remote central server. Okay, provide both backup and collaboration capability. So backup is there, collaboration is there, and tracking of the previous application, or tracking of those. So that's it for the day one. We'll be covering the installation part and more concept in day two. And I hope you understand everything, whatever I have taught you. And this is day one, so more we are relying on theoretical concept. But from day two, we are going to learn what is GitHub, and I'll be explaining you the uh, installation part. Also, we are be creating our first commit. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and see you on next day, that is day two. Till then, bye bye.